Last year was our first year canning chicken. So we liked it though. I mean, it's one of those things, I know guys, I know. You think about canning chicken, it sounds, is that safe? All right, so for those of you who've been following along, we just butchered about 40 Cornish cross chickens this week, and these chickens have been in our cooler for 48 hours. So far we have a 6.8 pounder. We're gonna compare these to our Red Ranger birds that we butchered right before these guys. These guys were 8 weeks, the Red Rangers are 12 weeks. I don't feel that these birds are bigger than the Red Rangers. Which one's that one?
4 pounds, Cornish cross.
6.8.
4 pounds, 11 ounces. We wait 48 hours before we put our birds into the freezer and before we actually eat the bird, because this relaxes the bird and tenderizes the meat and lets rigor mortis have a chance to get out of the bird and out of the meat.
We highly recommend bus tubs. We bought these when we butchered our 2 pigs last year, and we've been using them ever since, like nonstop, almost every week. You know, with holding chickens, like these metal ones, stainless steel ones. You could actually put these in the oven. These ones could hold chicken, it could hold just produce that you grow and raise. 4 pounds. We like to put the month and what kind of bird this was, and then how many pounds. We like cutting off the excess of the bag and then the zip tie, just makes it for a prettier bird.
So the ones that don't look very pretty in their package, I'm gonna cut those up and hopefully today I'll can them. I'm hoping. If not, I'll definitely can them tomorrow. I'm also checking to see if they have a sharp neck, and if they have a sharp neck that's gonna bust the bag, I will cut those up.
We have 25 chickens here. We gave away 10 and we cut up 3. So this does not include that. Let's do some math. I don't recommend doing math in public, but here we go. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Comparing it to our last meat birds, we have the largest meat bird from our last Red Ranger batch was 7 pounds, largest bird. In today's batch, our largest bird was 6.8. Our total average for today was 4.24. Our average from our June Red Ranger chickens was 5.37. So almost over a whole pound more on average. What does that tell us? That tells us we're doing an awesome job. I don't know why that happens. It could have been the batch of birds. It could have been maybe this go around it was just too hot outside. You know, maybe they just weren't as hungry. If you guys are tired of watching all these videos of not only us, but all these homesteader YouTubers of butchering their own chickens and showing you how, you know, you can only watch so many videos, right? I mean, we offer an online version and we also share some information here on YouTube. But if you're tired of all of it, if you're tired of all the videos, we offer a hands-on class, and that's if you want to take things to another level. I'll leave the link down below so you guys can sign up for our hands-on workshops. Now Lorraine's piecing chicken now. How do you know which chickens to piece out? Does it matter?
Like for instance, this one probably wasn't our prettiest chicken. Some of them, they weren't, maybe the bag wasn't shrink wrapped properly. Or maybe the neck was too sharp and then it's poked a hole on the bottom. We don't have, like, I'm naming off all these things, but it's not too common. It's just like 1 or 2. Also, I can just pick a bird that looks like our big bird, one of our biggest, juiciest birds, and I'll piece those out as well. But there's really no rhyme other than just some of the small little things that aren't really attractive. What I'm gonna do is just put everything into this tub here and then separating by breast. These wings will actually be vacuum sealed and then put in a separate, those won't be canned. And then I'm gonna raw pack the chicken. Now you can hot pack the chicken or you can raw pack it. I'm gonna do the raw pack method because I like that method better. I have a pressure canner and you can safely can meat in a pressure canner. You cannot can meat in a water bath canner. So I've separated it by breast and then leg quarters. I'm chopping just a rough chop on the breast And then that's how I'm gonna can it. I'm gonna raw pack it into jars without heating it or cooking it, and then allow the pressure canner to cook the meat. I've separated the carcasses. Those I will vacuum seal and portion out enough to make for bone broth.
Last year was our first year canning chicken. So we liked it though. I mean, it's one of those things. I know, guys, I know. You think about canning chicken, it sounds, is that safe?
We're not gonna get sick. It's totally safe. I think my thoughts on canning chicken was it was gonna be a lot of work, but it's actually way easier than canning like jams and jellies and tomato sauces. I mean, the only hard part is just cutting up the meat, really. And then when you raw pack it, it's just, you put it right into the pressure canner. But I know that one of the things that you were thinking about, that you were worried about with canned chicken is you said you were like, it doesn't sound good. It sounds like you were gonna he didn't like to go to the store and buy a canned meat, like canned chicken in a tin can. So he was like, is that gonna be even good? Is it gonna be tender? Is it gonna be tasty? And actually, this was our own meat. We know what was inside of it. We knew how the animal grew, and it wasn't tough or chewy, and it was very delicious. Okay, so now I'm just adding the salt to the jars, and then I'm going to raw pack my chicken. Okay, so one of these jars, depending on what kind of a meal you make, could feed a small family of 3 or maybe 4. We like having canned chicken because it's our fast food. So sometimes we're outside and it's late and we've been working all day outside and we come inside and we want just a quick meal. These have been lifesavers. We did 8 chickens cut up, and I filled up 5 mason jars, 5 quart-sized jars, and I was kind of short and I want to do boneless meat. So I'm going to dip into my thighs here and cut some of this up. The whole point is I want it to be boneless. And so the whole reason why I wanted to add in some more boneless meat to the breasts, was because the bone-in meat and the boneless meat have separate cooking times. All right, so these are ready to go. These are raw packed, which means it's cold. There's no juice in here or no liquid. And then this raw chicken is gonna cook in its own juices and make its own liquid. And so now I'm just gonna put these right into my pressure canner and pressure can it for 90 minutes. So grab this, open that, and then press the seal button. These are the carcasses that are left over from breaking down whole chickens. And I don't typically vacuum seal these just because they're just carcasses. There's not really meat. And then I usually put 3 in a bag, and that's usually enough for like a bone broth. So when it's time to make broth, I'll just pull out one of these bags, dump it into my Instant Pot, and put all the rest of the ingredients in there, fill up the pot with water, and then just cook it down.
Now we're putting in all the wings, all in one bag.
Yeah, so this will be a party pack of wings.
Boom, that's it.
There we go.
All right, so now that the chicken is canning, it's time to do some night chores. That's the new chicken coop. I plan on doing a proper build video for you guys. I don't want to talk about it just yet. I'm waiting for the video to come out, so you gotta wait for that. These cornice crosses are still kind of small for a chicken netting, but once they get a little bit bigger, I plan on putting a netting around them and just letting them free range a little bit. Hey pigs, good evening. How are you pigs? Hello, 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 hello. Nope. What's going on? You guys having babies yet? What's up? Don't know about those two. Not sure if they're gonna have babies or not. She doesn't seem like she wants to. Just filling up all the waters. It's summer now. So if any of these animals, you know, they don't have enough water, I mean, that could be pretty bad. Sometimes multiple times a day, just to make sure they at least have water. Hey turkeys, Barbara. Hey, Barbara. Barbara, the guard goose. How you doing, Barb? Check the water. Goose gets the water all muddy. They love the mud. Turkeys have been really just chill, you know. Goose is pretty loud, but I definitely do need to make a bigger structure for them because they're just gonna get bigger. You know, I need to make some kind of perching. They are perching up on this thing, but I'm leaving them out at night. You know, they have shade. You know, I'm not putting them up. I'm not putting them away. So, crossing my fingers that Barbara does her job. They don't eat that much feed either, it seems like. They just follow you around. They would probably follow me around if I just let them out. So for about 40 chickens and doing 2 workshops, you know, splitting up between 20 and 20, and then also putting all the chickens away, you're talking 3 days. Everything's clean here, and Lorraine's just putting it, shrink wrapping it.
All right, it's been a little over 90 minutes. These are done. They look fantastic. Like I said, these are our fast food, and it's nutritious, and it's great, and the chicken is very tender. This chicken is cooked. This is done. I'm gonna leave these here overnight. Actually, I'm gonna leave these here for 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, I'm just gonna give them a little quick wipe and then take off the rings and then label them. If you are looking to get started on canning with a pressure canner or canning raw meat, and you're looking for like really good recipes, what I use and highly recommend is the manual that actually comes with your pressure canner. It's got like the basics of recipes, like how to just can raw chicken or how to can this basic simple vegetable, and these are tried and true recipes that, you know, they recommend using. So the recipe for canning raw chicken or partially cooked chicken is in this is in your I'm tired. Is in your user manual.